You over that practice exam, the ACP practice exam, those 29 questions. So get your packet out. What I have here in the bottom right-hand corner, I know it'll be hard for you to see, but when you see me pull this up, what I'm doing is I'm looking at the data. We're going to look at the lowest scored question towards the highest. So this is my percentage correct if you care. Number 23, it looks like to me, is the lowest scored question. So let's go on to number 23. Go to 23 in your packets. This was the lowest scored question. To try to cover as much as possible, I'm going to ask you the question, how do you solve it? And if you know, go ahead and tell us. How would you solve this problem about Tony purchasing a boat? I hear use the formula chart. That's correct. Let's use our formula chart. I'm going to open up one here on mine. I haven't opened it up yet. So I've shared this obviously within a digital classroom. I've also put it on my page in Clever, and that's the quickest way for me. So I'm just going to pull it up from here. So if you look on the formula chart, this one, it's talking about money growing or depreciating, I guess, to be more specific, which means it's an exponential function. So go to your exponential functions. If you remember, there are two types. And by the way, this is on the back of your packet as well. There's two formulas you're choosing between, either compound or continuous compound. Those are the only two I use. On this problem, you're looking at the words. If you're using continuous, you'll either see the word continuous or exponentially. They will use one of the two words if you're supposed to use a PERT. What do you see here? Do you see continuous or exponentially? It does say that? Do you see any of those words? No. Continuous or exponentially? No. So you're using the other formula. So we're going to be using the formula that says A equals P parentheses 1 plus R over N to the power of NT, where N is the number of times per year. So tell me, let's go word by word. Tony purchased a boat in 2010. Do I need to plug 2010 in? No. After 5 years. Is that anything important?
Yes.
Yes. What is that telling us? Time. T equals 5. Good. He sold the boat for $7,500. Okay. So is this a final amount or the original amount if you sold it at $7,500? That's the final amount. This right there is our final amount, $7,500. His boat had a 12% depreciation rate. What does that mean? Very good. It's going negative. And not only that, depreciation gives away depreciation or appreciation. Always go with the formula with a 1. Appreciation would mean 1 plus. Depreciation means 1 minus. So that also gives away it's this formula. And so that is a rate of negative 12%. I hear some music on it. Can we turn that off over there, please? And so that would be our rate. Finally, what's the original cost? So you know what they did not tell us was the N. If they don't give you an N, which is a number of times per year, what are you supposed to assume that N is? 1. N equals 1. And if N is 1, you can just cancel it from your formula because dividing by 1 does not change this value. Multiplying by 1 does not change the value either. So let's plug in our values and we'll end solve. Our final amount we have is $7,500. The present amount we do not know. So for the sake of the calculator, I'm going to put an X there for Desmos. X is unknown, or that's unknown. Instead of doing 1 plus the rate, I'm going to do 1 minus 12%. How should I type that in the calculator? 12 over 100 or 0.12. Both would be accurate. I'll do 12 over 100. And then time is 5 years. So I'm going to open up my Desmos. And it was a surprise for me to see that in School City, when we type this in, it would actually show you a vertical line. I was expecting nothing to appear. I'm using the Desmos star. I was assuming nothing would appear like this, but on School Cities, when y'all were taking that practice exam, I saw it was putting the vertical line for the answer. What you do if it does not, let's say they update the site and it does not show you vertical line, you graph y equals the left side of the equation, and then y equals the right side of the equation. And you look at the intersection. So I only see one picture. I'm going to zoom out. It's going to be a flat line at 7,500. 7,500 It's the constant number. And I want to see where they intersect. They intersect at 14,211.76 cents. So the answer would be C. Answer C. That was the lowest scored question from the fall ACP. Not the fall ACP. The practice exam y'all took. That was the lowest scored question right there. Only 28% of students got that correct. 28% of students got that correct. And that's the answer there. Okay? So, as I mentioned, we're going to go in order from least scored to highest scored.